Yo, 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 what's up, guys? Ooh, it's Wednesday. It's hump day, officially. Before we start, I'm gonna just start posting that we're live, and then we'll get right to it. So give me one moment. Yo, yo, what's up? Ultron? Is that how you say your name? I think it's Ultron, right? What is up, Ultron? Yeah, you said you were new. I just saw your message in the Patreon, so welcome to the club, man. Just be prepared for me to absolutely destroy and dismantle your song. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna destroy it that much, but I'm gonna be real honest. So be prepared for that. All right. Oh fuck. I mean, crap. I can't cuss on YouTube. They'll get upset at me. Um. Yeah, I'm just going to be posting about the stream. So, just give me like a minute or so, and then we will begin for sure. I see on like a Patreon, there's like different ways you can put on like streams for Patreon, and it's like Crowdcast, YouTube, and Vimeo. Who the fuck uses crap? Who uses these other things, dude? Like, what's wrong with using YouTube? I don't understand. I never even heard of Crowdcast before. Gosh, feedback would be awesome. Unfortunately, we will not have like a dub duels section of the stream. I mean, I'll just listen to the Zuma submission, but Kerosene did not submit, unfortunately. Which is really disappointing because it was the finale, right? So I don't know what's going on with that. I'm pretty disappointed. I'm sad. I wish that it was like at least some kind of battle, you know. I also was like wanting them. I thought it would be better if they would fight live. Like, dude, just give them a 3 hour limit and it'll be fine, right? Like 3 hours is enough time to make something cool. I would suppose, right? I don't know. Oh fuck, dude. I mean, crap, dude. Let's knock something over. That was awesome. You're new to Terra? What did you make before? Bass, Nation Music, and Future Bass, and a lot of tight beats. I don't understand what it like tight beats are. Is it just like it means like you're copying someone else's style or something? 'Cause I see like Lil Uzi Vert tight beat, and then they're like trying to mimic like the sound of Uzi Vert or something. Oh shoot. I forgot to copy the stream link. I'm so goofy. I'm so silly. I'm so goofy and silly. I've really thought about getting into like the beat community. I feel like it would be like overkill. Like I'm just gonna go in there and make some crazy stuff. I used to have like an alt account on TikTok, and I would just like scroll through producer TikToks and see what kind of awful advice they would give, because they would give horrible advice like all the time. There would be like some guy who was talking about like aligning your the phase of like your 808, but the way he did it was so dumb and like ridiculous to the point that it was like, bro, there's no way you're actually like teaching this to people. And then they got like, they also had like a Patreon. They got like a ton of people submitting their beats to him. It's just like insane. Like the people in the producer community on type beats or like rap and stuff, people who give advice are so just, oh my days, they should not be allowed. I mean, you're not like wasting time. It's just like, I don't know, the circle of people and like the knowledge they have on stuff is not that great. So all right, we should be ready to go now. Ultron. Alrighty, and if anybody else is joining, there's still time to submit your song for feedback if you are in the Patreon. And there's a ton of other benefits on the Patreon as well. If you want to look at it, it's in the description of the video, or yeah, the stream. So go ahead and check out the benefits and see what kind of stuff I post. You might like it. I'm also going to be posting the like the acoustic drums thing on there soon. I'm just gonna do it as like a bonus thing because I find it really cool. But yeah, let's go ahead and listen to your song, Ultron. Hopefully it's super bad so I can make fun of it. I'm just teasing you. Anyways, go ahead and listen to it. Dude, is this you? There's the lyrics right here. Is this you? What the? Bro, I need to know if it's you or not, because that's really good. That is like, I've been screaming for a while, and I don't know if I'm even doing it right, but it sounds like okay. No, sadly, who is it? Cause dang, bro, that's like really fucking good. The crap, hecking good, dude. I'm gonna die. YouTube's gonna kill me. It's a cover of a Behemoth. Oh, okay. I see. Dang, those vocals are really good, though. It makes me want to practice doing streams again. Dang. I like this part.
Interrupted.
Well, I gotta say, that's pretty good, dude. It's really clean, really well mixed. Surprisingly, in the tear out scene, surprising, right? A well mixed tear out song. No one would ever guess that. But I liked it. It was kind of too clean to a fault, though. I know you're not looking for like mastering tips, but generally, like a tear out sound design, you make it really gritty and like big roomy sound, big compression, big distortion, a lot of kind of layering harsh tones on top of each other. Your bass here sounds like it sounds like it's kind of under processed for tear out. It sounds like if you could just like put saturation on there, just simple saturation, it'd be pretty good. Yeah, I don't really know how to use enough distortion. So if you know how Reese bass works, a Reese bass, the reason it works is because there's two sine waves that are overlapping each other, and they're playing at two different frequencies, and since they're slightly off, there'll be phase cancellation, and then there'll be like gaps in the low end, and if you lay something like noise on top of it or something, it'll kind of oscillate the noise, so it'll be like a right. Like the perfect amount of distortion is hard to get IMO. Yeah, so it's like a sound design issue. You kind of have to build up your bass to be distorted like that. So I'll kind of give you an example. I'll pull up FL and I'll show you. So like the thing I just like explained with the Reese bass, you can do with like a gun bass basically. So if I get Serum and I have, let's say, just a regular sine wave, and we'll get some noise here. So it sounds like this, like a sub bass level. If I distort like this, you'll just get a regular noise bass, and it doesn't sound particularly interesting. I mean, you're kind of there, right? I guess. But if you do something cool and you duck the sub at the very start, it adds that kind of transient. It gives the white noise that's here more room to breathe. You're letting it just take up more space. And if I look at like an oscilloscope or something, let's use Signalizer. Oscilloscope. You can see it's a pretty flat waveform, and you can see right here it begins to, this entire space right here is filled with distortion, so the white noise is being distorted, and then as the sine wave builds up in volume, it starts to dominate that space, and then it becomes mainly the sub here. And so that's what you kind of want to happen. You're kind of using it as a respace. So if I want to turn it into a respace, all I gotta do is just make them 2 right here, turn the width all the way down, and there's your respace. Pretty interesting. You want to take that kind of idea of like giving space for distortion a lot. And if you wanted to make this like a full-blown like gun bass, let's just apply this back on. You would just use some pitch bend on it too. And like that's pretty much a gun bass at that point, just a really simplified one though. It also depends on like how loud your sub is. Say like your sub is really freaking loud and your white noise is really quiet. You're not gonna get that much of a transient happening. So you want to balance out how much sub you have and how much of your top there is, anything that's not a sub basically. And if I have it on the opposite, you're gonna have that transient there, but it's kind of lost, right? So you have to balance your low end and high end. So you're like right there, it's pretty balanced. So you can have all that space just in there. Hi Agony, I really like your music. I'm just starting to create my own music. Regards. Hey Sire. Well, I'm glad you can make it. I'm glad you're here. I hope you can learn from me, and yeah. Keep on doing your music, dude. Yeah, so this is like just the most basic of basic stuff. But it's fundamental to you making anything that's like percussive, for that matter. Like you can apply the same technique to making snares, making kicks. To some extent, hi-hats. There's some hi-hats that you can make that are like this, but it's like just making space. And it's also applied into mixing. I mean, that's why sidechain even exists, right? You're ducking volume to allow room for the kick to breathe and to just play. You don't want those frequencies stacking over each other because it kind of ruins the sound. But yeah, I hope that clears things up for you and kind of explains it, so you can make your basses a bit better. But what you should do is, I hear a lot of layers in your bass. If I go back here, I hear several layers on here, and I like the layers. The layers are nice and like glittery. They're saucy. I don't like using that word, but they're saucy. They're metallic. I could do the same thing in, oh yeah, I can't show Vital. For some reason, Vital doesn't like show up on my stream, so I can't use that, but you should get them all into a bus and then add some saturation, just a little bit even. This one's like really harsh saturation. But when I'm grouping things, I like to add a little bit in there to kind of glue them all together. You probably heard of like glue compressor, like, yeah, put these all in the bus and then put glue compressor on it and all sound like they're together as one. But I mean, you can add as many effects as you want before this and it would still sound like really good. Add like a phaser, I don't know, delay, tone delay, let's do that. It's getting pretty crazy up in here. Some of this, some of that. Why not some reverb too, you know? Some nice reverb. Let's just add this guy in here. I don't know. Let's just do like a comb minus. Sure, why not? I can just add as much stuff here. It'll still be the same. But yeah. All right, let's go back to your thing. Personally, I'm a big fan of Saturn 2 saturation. It sounds the best for me. Yeah, Saturn 2 is pretty good. There's a lot of different distortion algorithms you can do. Just keep in mind that it does do like gain controls, so it'll duck the volume down to kind of get rid of that perceived loudness. Because whenever you saturate something and like turn something up with distortion, you kind of like it more just psychologically because it's louder. And that's not always what you want, and so it's supposed to like take into account like the perceived loudness and then turn it down so it doesn't seem like, you know, it's like tricking you psychologically into liking something that sounds like that, just louder, you know. Some other distortion plugins do that. I mean, I don't really like that personally. It just sounds kind of weird to me when I'm trying to mix distortion in. I mean, it's fine. I didn't use Saturn in a while. I use a lot of Melda stuff. Anyways, I had some other notes. Yeah, the vocals were dang good. You mixed them in pretty well. And because you said you were from like future bass stuff, I assume that you kind of know like how to get a clean and mix down the most tear out people. As much as I love tear out, people who make tear out, all they do is just slam things into a limiter or distortion or OTT or something. They don't have any self-control over their mixdowns. I've seen some pretty horrible mixdowns in my life, and tear out has a lot of people who do that. So I appreciate having someone that has a clean mixdown and doesn't distort their basses to crap. So this is where the feedback streams are. Yes, they are on the YouTube. Yes, I love Saturn using that for the high end. That's such a Giga Chad move. It brings so much brightness to your sound, and it's for free. I love doing that. Such an epic way to get more high end. What was I saying? While a clean mix sound is really good for just mixing in general, and it's like a new perspective, tear out does need like that roominess. So working with reverb, something you need to get used to. Working with distortion, something you need to get used to more. You did a good job. The kick, the snare is nice. The kick could be a little quieter because I can hear it distorting, but I know you're from Future Bass, so that's up to your creative decision, honestly. A lot of times tear out, it's a little not popular to make a noisy sound. And what I mean by that is a lot of tear out, generic tear out, like I just showed you, like it being white noise. It's not a very good sound. People do not like that noisy kind of gun bass sound. And a lot of times they want a tone, so they want a distinct tone that's in there, that's kind of screechy, it's kind of in your face. That gun bass you have right here is pretty noisy. There's not like a distinct tone or like vowel sound happening, so this doesn't appeal to a lot of people just naturally because of that. So try to just like, if you could layer like an FM bass over it that just is like a straight tone, or you could get like a metallic layer just over it, something that is just like a static tone basically, and that should help with that a lot. What else I had? Your vocals should be wider. When you have something that is the focus of your mixdown, so in this case you have your vocals playing and they're in the intro, you want to emphasize those vocals as much as possible. Right now you have just a very thin mixdown. You have nothing that's taking up that wide space. So you can utilize that wide space for the vocals. The vocals are what your listeners are going to be paying attention to. The vocals are going to be the forefront of the mix, so you want them to be wide. So if you have any kind of like plugin to make them wider, just put on like dimension expander on there, plain reverb, something like that would work really well. And sorry for the constant sniffling. I don't know why my nose is all dried up, but it is, and I'm trying to keep control of it. What should I have? Oh, screen bass. You had a screen bass in here somewhere. Yeah, your screen bass is really lacking. It sounds really thin and really weak. I feel like you had like an FM bass, like a saw, FMing a saw. And it has like tone delay on it. Like you got delay and you made the feedback really short. So it's just like really thin sounding. I think you should fix up that sound line a bit, because it's just too thin. It needs just work. Yeah, you won't want to make them mono. It doesn't make sense in this section. You would only want to make something mono when you're trying to build tension. And the tension part of this song is the build-up. Like the build-up is making tension. Oh gosh, dude. Why am I suffering so much? Yeah, well, that's about it for this song. That's all I have to say. Just well mixed. Sound design is good. Needs to be more full and stuff. I'm gonna blow this real quick. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Well, thank you, Ultron, for submitting that. That was pretty epic. Wow. Okay, this thing is not working. Okay, next up we have Domatics. Alright, Domatics, what is up? Are you ready to get demolished? Welcome, Ultron. Hope you'll stick around and submit your awesome tunes again. No, but do it anyway. Don't worry, dude. It's just like ripping a bandage off.
Revenge is a meal best served cold.
Ooh. Brother? Brother, what the hell? What the fuck,
Is a
man?
meal best served cold?
Oh! Bro. That was sick.
Revenge is a meal best served cold. Is a meal best served cold. Is a meal best served.
This vocal should be a little louder, and the reverb that comes in a bit too quick and kind of drowns out the vocal. And actually, it doesn't make sense for you to put that reverb fill there because it's preceded by a kick that is just kind of like there with an empty sound. So you don't even need the reverb filter at all. I like this little sound here that just kind of falls down. Remember though, this is a build-up, so you need to properly build tension for this part. You have a lot of sub going on, you have a lot of high end going on, a lot of wide stuff going on. So it's just a lot of energy here that is already being just teased, and you're kind of ruining the impact of your drop when you have all these elements just already present in the build-up. What you need to do is you need to make it slightly more mono, so it kind of gets narrower, so that way it feels like once the drop hits, it's like super wide and big and explosive, you know, yada yada. And the sub bass, it's gonna feel really thin in the build-up, really like just, you want to sound weak. You want to sound weak and then get hit with the hardest truck of your life. Like you want to feel like you're getting hit by a semi truck that's carrying like 20 tanks or something. So just like high pass it here, you could just have the harmonics of the bass still playing, just high pass it. And I feel like you can add another, like a few layers to emphasize this build up more. So like having just a kick drum that is low pass and it kind of sweeps up like something like that. Just an added layer that has no downsides to it. You're just making it more like intense of a build up and to add more tension to it. It's tension release. You want to make it as like as much tension as possible. What's up, Avada? Hope you're doing good. I love the scratchy bass thing that's like around my ears is so nice. I've talked about ear candies a lot before, and this is a great implementation of it because it's just adding so much depth to your sound design. It's making it so much more unique. Like if you just had this regular bass, it'd be boring as fuck, but you added this awesome I can't stop swearing. YouTube's gonna get upset. Someone asked like why I can't swear. It's just like YouTube, if I swear too much, YouTube will just like cut the stream down and then nobody will see it ever. But I don't want that. I want people to see my words of wisdom from Terran people. Your scratchy bass is what sells this whole drop. That's like the golden egg of this drop here is your scratchy bass thing. Yeah, so your build up you want to, I mean, I don't mean like necessarily like weaker sounding, but you want to be thinner and to emphasize the wideness, the sub, and the brightness of your drop. So all those elements are like energy. I've talked about energy conservation in songs, and you want to think of like, look at your entire song. You want to think of like, at what points do you want the energy the highest? Typically, you want the drop to be the highest energy, right? So it wouldn't make sense if your entire song had max energy at all times. Like, you're not gonna have a bass playing in the intro, just like a regular dubstep bass in the intro for whatever reason. You're not gonna do that. The reason why is because you want the drop to be the focal point of your song. So by contrast, you want everything else to kind of be more mellow, right? And you're doing that, I mean, you don't really have to like understand music theory, but like you're doing that subconsciously without even realizing it. You listen to a lot of EDM probably in your days, and you just listen to that's how everybody else does it. And so you kind of use that sound just naturally. And so by those natural causes, you're like, okay, well, this is how it should sound. That's the reasoning behind it, is because you're kind of like transferring energy over. So if I wish I had like some kind of drawing app. I should get something that's like that so I can like make circles and crap. But yeah, it's just like energy. That's what you want to think about. And that's more of like a song structure kind of thing. But yes, that's how that works, and that's the reason why like build-ups are that way and all that stuff. There's tons of tutorials on YouTube that are like how to make your drop hit better, and that was like, it's usually that's like a common thing, like make your build-up more mono and high pass it, and reverb it out. That's what Murata does a lot. He uses Endless Smile or whatever it's called, and that like automatically high passes it and everything. It's the riser uses like in every single song, at least his old ones. But that's just an easy, cheap way to cut out all that energy and then release it as soon as the drop hits. Now, there is one fundamental problem with this song, Dramatics. And can you guess what that is? It's a very, very overlooked thing in dubstep in general. It is the motif. You do not have a strong motif here. Now, what is a motif? A motif is what makes your song identifiable. You're not going to be able to identify this song when it's basically all sound design. As cool as it is, as much as I like it, I'm not going to be able to remember this in probably a week. I could only remember if you played it again. But if I try to think of that Dramatic song they submitted 2 weeks ago, I would not have a clue, because there's nothing in here that is memorable and that I can point to as like it being your song, right? Let's take it, for example, Dominate by Space Laces. It has a motif in there that just goes like burn, 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 burn. Let me look at the actual song, just so you guys can listen to it as well. Dominate. Wait, that's the fucking VIP. My bad. Bum, 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 bum. Like, you could just hum that and someone be like, oh, you're humming Space Laces Dominate? And like, yeah, it's so identifiable and recognizable. You could also just play like a 1 second snippet of this song. People would be able to recognize it. That is why this song works so well. It's why it has 1 million plays, because it's so catchy. That's why it's used in like every single dubstep set ever is because it has that motif in there. Let me see another example. Excision. What's it called? X up? I can't remember. Here on the song.
Now throw your X up. Now throw your X up.
I would say the motif in that is the bass that goes just like X, and then the response part. So you want to have a motif in there. You want to make it memorable. You want to make it stand out. Yes, I struggle with motifs. So how do you go about adding melody or motif in this specific one? Because I struggle with making heavy things like this and having something stand out. So a motif can be several things. It can be a rhythm, it can be a melody, it can be a sound per se, but most of the time it's like a melody or a rhythm. Granted, it is really difficult to write a motif. That is like one of the hardest things, because it's the whole point of it is to make a song memorable. And if your song isn't memorable, then well, your song is just gonna fade in obscurity. So it is like the hardest thing to do in music, in my opinion, is making a good motif that stands out. It's just really hard. I think I've done it well a few times, where people have been able to like remember a certain sound in my song. I think one of the examples I have is Abaddon. This is why you would probably utilize it in like heavier music. So it goes. This is actually a private version of my song. I don't know how this came up, but that part is like recognizable. You'll be able to point this out pretty easily. Chicanery is also another one. I mean, as much as you want to be heavy, the truth is that you're going to have some kind of melodic element in your song. Yeah, Song Request by Ray Volpe is a good example as well. So in this case, I would say it's more of the rhythm that is playing the motif. So it's like that's a pretty recognizable rhythm there. That's the motif in this part. And I added a melody here to emphasize that motif more. And the funny thing is that it's the bass that's playing this. The sub is not following that melody at all. So it goes ba 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 ba. But you don't even like recognize that it's happening. It just sounds like a really heavy bass playing, but it's happening subconsciously because of sound design. So this would be an example of sound design and a rhythm being the motif, not necessarily a melody. So in this part, you kind of have some melodic elements. So it goes bam, 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 and then the last note is it just goes up like 3 notes or something. I can't like hear that properly because my ears are all messed up from me being, I think I'm sick, guys. I think that's what's going on, because I feel my nose is dry, my throat is dry, and my ears are all like messed up. Yes, I would say Siege kind of less so. Marionette definitely has a motif. Oh, Leotrix Badman tune. Everybody remembers that song, right? You gotta remember that. But that's how motifs work. So the only thing that is like the major problem here is your motif is just not there. Great sound design, great mixing, great execution. You can even add another sound just to be in like the first half bar. It's like and then just goes into whatever, right? Just add another instrument, probably. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this. It's just really a really good song. You just need the motif in there, man. Well executed, surprisingly really crunchy. I will say, in this snare, your snare fundamental is too loud. Just turn it down a bit and you'll be good. To like get an EQ, I mean. Okay, next person. Frimilat. Is that how I say your name? Frimilat. 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 Frimilat? What did I just do? I just searched it in the search engine. Okay, Frimilat. Are you ready to get destroyed? Frimilat, are you ready to get destroyed? You can skip that. It's the same. Which one is this? Did I already do feedback on this? I cannot remember. But if you want me to skip it, I can, but okay, so there's no changes at all? No worries, no worries. I mean, you can just send a whip you have. It doesn't have to be a full song. I actually encourage people to send it as whips before so that they don't make like any mistakes like later on that are really hard to change. Oh, so okay, I got you. So you have no submission in there. What is up, Dallas? How you doing, buddy? I'm just destroying people's song and ruining people's careers by giving them harsh feedback. Okay, so the next one would be Kuroi. Kuroi, are you with us right now? How'd you die? How old are you? Where'd you go? Are you here? Are you with us? Do something. Show me a sign. Are you here with us? Only real gamers would understand that reference. Damn, hell, you have fucked up teeth. Hey, someone got it. There's such a funny contrast happening here. You have like this like childlike melody that makes you feel like Marshmallow's gonna jump out of nowhere and start singing how he's alone and you know whatever the fuck he sings about, and then it just goes straight to tear out. Just some vocal calling me a bitch. Like what the dude? You don't need to do that to me. I like to think like the story of the song is like you're listening to this stuff and someone just comes out of nowhere and calls you a bitch and then fucking shows you his real music. That's what I think of when I hear this. That aside, what was immediately off to me is the transition. I like this melodic section quite a bit. This melodic section works really well. It kept me listening, kept me engaged. It was a little like too emotional for a tear out, but I mean, you can do anything you want as long as you transition it properly. Unfortunately for you, you did not transition it properly. It just kind of it's a different song you're playing. Yeah, it's just like too harsh of a transition here. And you need to make this transition earlier because making it at the drop does not work and it is extremely jarring. The transition into the drop from the build up to the drop is supposed to be jarring already, but in a good way that makes you satisfied. And like I said before, it's an energy transfer. You want the drop to be like the explosion, the release of all that energy into this heavy dubstep thing. You are instead taking that energy and making that like a contrast by melody, and it does not work at all. You want that transition to happen earlier. What you should do is have it start right here. Like I wouldn't even continue this melody here. I would just stop the melody. I would probably keep the bass going, but playing at the root note. I could even take that instrument that you have, like that Big Crush instrument, and just have it play just quarter notes of the root and like pitch up or something. But what you don't want to do is have that melody continue because you're just making it harder for yourself to transition to the drop. Also, your buildup is like kind of too loud. It's just a lot of space happening, and nothing's getting faster. It just feels like white noise is playing. Your kick is really loud. It's also not really getting faster. The best element in this is like that snare, the trap snare playing, and it's getting faster as the buildup continues. What you need to do for this part as well is have some tension. Like there's a reason why after a build-up there's like silence and then a pre-drop or something. There's no silence in this at all. You just go straight into like a fake out thing, and like I need a break. I might give my ears a break. It needs some silence. It needs some tension. You don't have to have your dubstep song being max loudness with the entire song. Your sound design is really noisy and just lacking. It sounds like a single layer. It sounds like you didn't put much time into it. So just put more time into your sound design. Think about it more critically. You did a good thing with having a distinct tone in there, which is good if you want to put a motif in there or add a melody or just have it more recognizable as a bass synth. Now where it kind of falls apart is there's just not a lot of layers. There's not a lot of supporting elements with that bass. It just sounds like it's only the bass. Like anyone can take a preset from a bass pack, put some drums over it and call it a day. What separates you from that kind of like guy that just splices samples together to a musician is that you are adding layers to it. You are putting syncopations, you are putting rhythms in there, you're putting melodies in there, and that's what differentiates you. So you need to convince the listener that you are offering something better than what someone who's been producing for a year can do. So you need to try harder in like achieving a better sound design, a better rhythm, a better melody, because this rhythm is just kind of like a throwaway rhythm. I hear this rhythm all the time. It's nothing new to me. It's just kind of boring and plain. And you're not impressing me with sound design. You're not impressing me with a melody in the section. You're not impressing me with the rhythm. There's just a lot of things that aren't appealing to me. You need to have something that appeals to me and convinces me to listen to this song over Ray Volpe Make It Drop. Not that I even like that song, but your snare is really quiet too. It just does not hit. You need to make it. You could just make it louder, probably, and that would fix it easily. I'm not gonna give like a number. I trust that you could probably just turn it up to something that sounds pleasing to you. Also notice how you don't even bring back any elements from the intro here. You wrote this really nice intro that is honestly like really beautiful. I would love to listen to something that is just melodic from this part, but you don't even introduce anything from this part into your drop. So it's just that you even emphasize more to that disconnect that's happening between your drop and your intro, because your intro has this nice melodic stuff and a nice melody. You don't even utilize any of it in the drop. Like, use something from there in the drop. It's a nice callback in there. You already have something nice there. Just use it. You know, why not? Your bass also just does not evolve. I think I've noticed that just now. I mean, it's just a boring bass, man. You're not changing it around. You're not doing a lot with it. It's just going. It sounds like a broken record. Yeah, the sound design is also very noisy. You're utilizing noise too much. And that was kind of what I was saying earlier. But you just need to add layers that are more tonal, not just noise. You do not need to add like a fake out bass here at all. Just take that out. You don't need that bass there. I mean, yeah, that's about as much as I have to say about this. Final thoughts is just it seems pretty generic. There's nothing that stands out to me. There's no one element in this that is really good. In my opinion, the best part of this song is this intro. That's a damn nice intro you have there. Just make the drop and everything else live up to that standard, and you would win dubstep. You would win Tear Out. All right, we're gonna be moving on. Djo. How the fuck does it sound like the happiest melody to like hard Tear Out? I mean, because it literally was. Djo, are you ready to get destroyed? Absolutely demolished. I'm gonna rip you apart. You're gonna be unrecognizable when I'm done with you. Djo. Just buy me Tinder first. Alright, deal. What? Have I heard it before? Oh? I remember this part. This is the part that you were working on. Whew. I mean, it was pretty well structured. I'm not gonna like say too much feedback because a lot of the feedback is kind of the same. So I don't want to like cover things already heard twice. I wouldn't say. Your sound design is still pretty messy. I remember that being an issue last time I listened to this song. I would suggest if you have already tried the stuff that I suggested, to make like one of the basses shorter. Just make it much more like a staccato kind of bass. Like I know you have like layers that are playing quarter notes. Just make one of the basses play a much shorter quarter note. Like I said, staccato. When you use supersaws like this, it sounds so old school and just like a very outdated sound. I would honestly just suggest you take like the chords out, just have the bass note and the top note playing. And that would probably sound better and fill just as much space as you would if you had like full chords playing. But it's just like such an old school sound and it just sounds like a turn off to me. And they add so much noise into the mix, and you don't want it necessarily to be this full just yet. Like right here, the supersaws also come in, and it just does not sound that good. You just have like a drier sound for your supersaws, or just have regular saws at that point. But it's just like too wet sounding, too noisy. You have the right idea though. I would say it is better though than the last one you submitted, I think.
Psych.
I like the little fake out thing you did.
Psych.
The sound right here sounds sick. I love it. That bass right there sounds kind of bad though. Like that, it just sounds like someone's taking a loogie, like about to fucking spit out some snot. Yeah, I don't have much else to say about that. Just reference the last notes I've done, and just make some of the tweaks up here that I've put up. But yeah, it's pretty good, pretty well developed. I think once you're done finishing this, just release it and move on to the next one. And hopefully the next one, you'll just already have that knowledge ingrained in your brain forever. And it'll just start off just way stronger with an idea, with your mixing, so you don't have to like undo a lot of tight ends. Yeah, nice submission. All right, Avada. Avada, are you here? Birdie here? How old are you? When did you die? Give me a sign. Do something. Show me a sign. Are you French? Are you here? Are you... I don't know what else to say. Yeah, you're welcome, Djo. Go on and spread the word and make the world a better place with that information, okay? Think so. Alright, man, right at the bat, negative rep for this intro. Negative rep. Just make this shorter, bro. Are you evil? Are you good? Are you nice? I kind of dig this. This is... I think you're gosh, I'm saying too much already. But the crash needs to be synced with your kick. It just kind of plays. Like it just plays out of nowhere right there. Like you don't need to do that, man. This is a nice intro though. I like it. It might be too loud though. Like I can kind of hear everything distorting. Just turn it down a bit. See, wow, I said that and then I fucking couldn't speak. But this right here is a good transition. The guy that was earlier, I was talking about having it be like a really happy, or sorry, like a sad melody, just going into dubstep. This is a good transition. This is an example of a good transition that he did. Listen carefully of how he went from this kind of melodic, sad kind of sound to this like tear out build up. Just listen carefully. Dang, that sounds pretty good. Okay, so notice how he went from this kind of melodic part. And granted, it's not like super melodic like the other person had, but still melodic nonetheless. But they have this part here to transition into the build-up. So he has a melodic part here, and then kind of as that tension here with the vocal just keep going, or it could be like any instrument here, and then it goes into going to the build-up, and you can do anything you want here because you already established the melody, the riff, all that stuff, and all you have to do is just repeat one vocal thing, and it keeps like the identity of the intro there, so you're not like transitioning too hard, and then all you have to do is just pitch it up and just make it like build up that tension for the drop. It does make sense because Avada says he's been producing for 8 years, so you only kind of expect him to do this kind of stuff. Now, I'd say the fake out is kind of a problem here, just because it cuts way too harsh. Your snare, like your snare sounds really horrible here. It's because it goes straight into the bandpass kind of sound, like a doot. I just hear that. Doot. Doot. Just take out the snare there. Yeah, and then it cuts straight back into the snare, which doesn't sound good. Instead, I would say if you're gonna cut back in the snare just like that, at least add like some kind of sweep, and then remove the bass where the snare is. There's too much reverb happening and like it's too noisy. Add some kind of like more tonal parts to this. It's just kind of like washy, and I can hear the bass there, I can hear the sound there. I like this part though a lot. And this is like technically like noisier. I kind of like this a lot. You could just add another layer. Like I don't know what's going on with people tonight, but like add more layers, man. Just add another layer. Yeah, it's pretty short, but man, I like it. Yeah, just cut this intro like in half or something, and then like fade it in or something. But Stop with the pad intros, guys. Please stop with the pad intros. We're not making ambient music. We're making heavy tear out. Heavy Duba tap. Duba tap. Sweet. Thanks, dude. I'll work on the things mentioned. No problemo. You better. You better freaking do it, man. Oh, Mecha Wolf. What is up, Mecha Wolf? The other person said they submitted twice, but I don't see it. Fermilat. I don't see your second submission. Just a heads up. All right, hopefully you're still around here or something. If you're not here, I'll just give feedback on it anyways. In case that this is the one you wanted to send. I did have that intro for 4 bars, and someone told me to take longer 4 bars because it's weird. Dude, it's weird to have just an intro that long when nothing's happening. You could make it longer if you do something to it. Like add a hi-hat, add some just something in there, you know. You just gotta make it interesting. I don't like it when it's just a pad and like there's nothing else happening. Like, I love pads, but I hate just only pads. Dramatic upload. Oh boy, I'm kind of scared of this. Like, this is a new account. Someone just sent me dramatic upload. Oh my goodness. Really crunchy bass. Ah! What the? Yeah, that's clearly like work in progress. Make that bass right here. Dun, 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 dun. Make that louder. Like, that'd be freaking sick if it was louder. Assuming you're gonna not have it be that hard of a transition, you know? That's kind of egregious. Just have a white noise snare just there, and it just takes out all the... It takes out all its frustration on you. Not good. Yeah, your drums sound a lot better. Just notably, your kick is hitting through, your snare is hitting through, really nice and clean. Your basses, I think your basses could be a little bit wider. That's kind of a little bit of preference, but you seem to have a lot of noise in like the low mids, which I mean, it's not necessarily like a bad thing, but it takes away from your sub and it makes your sub less like deep sounding. You could probably do a minor scoop in the low mids. I like the use of silence here as well. Yeah, I mean, just really solid song overall. I like it. Classic Mech Wolf silence. Yeah, that's this iconic sound is just no sound at all. I mean, I don't really even have much to say about this. I just like it. I like the sound a lot. This sound right here is super cool. Oh. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do Fermilat's submission, and I think that's all for today. So it makes Mecha Wolf nothing. Oh yeah, I think I've heard this already. Oh yeah, I have for sure. Okay, well I guess I won't submit or do feedback on this. Something that stood out to me in this section, I'll just say it, like that main horn sound. You should swap it out for something else because it makes it sound kind of goofy. It sounds like a tuba, kind of. Probably sound better with just like a French horn or something. Yeah, well, I don't have any other submissions, so I guess we'll call it a stream. Is that what it is, guys? A stream? Let's just listen to Zuma's submission, just why not? I mean, it's so disappointing. He won by forfeit.
The pick you a season for you to come back.
Dying. I know they don't have that much contrast, but dude, I mean that was still really good. I liked it. But a kerosene forfeit? I don't know. I gotta ask him and see what's up. I like it was kind of distinct there. His last one was really good. I liked. What was the last one? It's on the Dub Duels page. I'm so goofy. His last submission I thought was like his best song. Yeah, this one. I'm telling you, they should have done like a live stream. Like, hey, we're gonna stream on this day. You guys are gonna make a song from scratch. You're gonna have 3 hours, and whoever makes the best song in those 3 hours is gonna win Dub Duels. They should have done like that instead of this, because realistically, they're just gonna be streaming for like like 3 minutes. Like, assuming that if Kerosene even submitted his song, they're gonna be streaming for like 4 minutes, and they'll be like, okay, guys, this person wins. GG, and then the stream's gonna be over. Like, that's such a boring stream. You should make it like longer and more like suspenseful. Oh my gosh, who's gonna win? Holy crap, let's check on Zuma. Let's see what they're making. Oh, Zuma's making this cool sound. He's cooking up. Let's see what Kerosene's making. Wow, Kerosene's making something really sick. Oh my gosh, guys, it's gonna be really close. Like, it's so much more exciting. And just like from a promotion standpoint, if you want to make Dub Duels like a cool like thing for people to watch, like that's how you get entertainment from it. You can make shorts from it, like, oh my gosh, this is the defining part that made Zuma win or something. Major Chair League. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why they did it like this. I'm kind of salty about that. They could have made it so much more intense, dude. It would have been so much more cool. The Dubstep Pro League. I'm pro dubstep. I'm a pro dubstep maker. I mean, for next season, if they even do another one of these, they should have like an actual prize or something. I know they say they're doing it for fun, but like the people you're attracting to this kind of like thing is you're attracting like younger producers who aren't really well known. And they know that too. They're selecting people who aren't really well-known producers, and you have the ability to give them something that will further their career. And it could be a lot of things. It could be like, hey, I can buy this plugin for you. I can get this equipment for you. I can even get you on this label. I'll do a collab with you. Like, there's so many things you can do for younger artists, smaller artists, that will just shoot them in the stratosphere. So why not have something like that as a prize? Why can't you just do it as a prize? I mean, everybody that's submitting anyways is like pretty unknown. Why do girls keep rejecting me? Man, you gotta have to stop telling them about the resonant comb filter. Dude, I'm sorry. Like, that's my method to getting to them, is the resonant comb filter. I say, hey babe, check this out. I open up Serum on my phone, as everybody else does, and I turn on the comb filter on Serum, and they just get fucking excited as hell. And before you know it, they're in a hotel room with me. Just how life works, man. You don't have Serum on your phone? Dude, if you don't have Serum on your phone, then you're not living life to its full potential. Yeah, but for next Dub Duels, I'm hoping that I can get in and make Dubatep. I'm really excited just hearing about it. Okay, check this out. I have Serum on my phone. I can use a reverb filter on anything I want. I saw like this artist, Paper Skies. He was on his phone and he used this app called Parsec, which is like a streaming thing. You can stream from one computer to another, basically. So like if I have my desktop like here, I could just get like my laptop, connect my laptop to my desktop and have the same processing as my main desktop, but through my laptop, in kind of like that weird way. There's like basically no latency on it. You can play games on like a better system than what you're actually on. And what he did is he had that on his phone, and he just opened up Parsec on his phone and then went to FL Studio and played it that way. It was so funny. That you could technically have Serum on your phone. And Sanazine Serum on your phone. That'd be awesome. Yeah, anyways. Congratulations to Zuma. I know it's not that satisfying when you haven't really faced anyone. You just kind of won by default. That's gotta like kind of suck. Winning by default. I mean, hopefully that song gets released though. Using yeah, take a like $100, like hundreds of dollar machine just to use it for Serum. You know what I think is like insane over engineering? Like people who like pluck needles into mushrooms and then plug into a synthesizer. Like that's no one's ever gonna make something with that. It's such a non thing. Like you're just making random sounds, bro. You could use it as a sample, I guess, but like nothing else you really can do. It's literally just a gimmick to do that. Hey, I'm gonna plug this mushroom into my synth. Anyways, I'm gonna end the stream here. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Hope we all learned something about music today. I'm going to be streaming next week, and this Friday I'm doing the production stream as always. And soon I'll come out with the Labyrinth production video. I've been kind of late on that, and I'll just like release the acoustic drum thing whenever. It's gonna be like mostly Patcher, but I want to include the Serum ones I made too because I think it's really cool. Yeah. Have you seen the guy making music with paintball guns with automated auto-tune people? No, I have not. He's number one mushroom. I am. I hate those fucking mushrooms. Yes, I use FL Studio. I'm a little FL nerd. I mean, I can use Ableton as well. I do use Ableton from time to time, but I prefer to go on FL. I feel like FL is so much better for writing, like actually sitting down and writing a song. It's way better. Ableton has got me in sound design though. Ableton just has better sound design. Alright, but yeah, I'm gonna end the stream here. And yeah, you too, Rico. Thank you guys for submitting. And I'll see you Saturday if you're my Patreon, and next Wednesday if you are not. So yeah, see you guys. Goodbye.